yo. Welcome back. It's the Loan Depot platform, Gaylord Hanson team. What do you know about a mortgage? We back. The final episode of season 1. We are blessed to have a great guest today.
That's right.
I have to say the best for last, right? They say the best for last. Before we introduce our guests, again, let me remind you guys, we on the Loan Depot platform, sponsored by the good folks at the Gaylord Hanson team, and then my co-host, of course, Frankie the Flamingo. Give it up for Frankie the Flamingo.
Oh, snap.
What up, Frankie? All right. He's been chilling all day. He probably needs a Hennessy after this. He went through the whole season without complaining. He didn't say one word.
Is that right?
He hasn't said one word.
Go like this, anything like that.
He's a bird of prey, so he's waiting for somebody to jump crazy, but he's been chilling.
So low key, I think the hat helps.
The hat helps, man. We gangstered him out. So right now,
the chain.
Yeah, right now I want to introduce to you guys. How can I say, one of the coolest guys I know in life in general, but let alone in Las Vegas.
He's only saying that because that's the truth.
And he pays me to do that. In tacos and tequila.
Exactly.
We have the brand ambassador, partner of Pinche's Tacos in LA and Las Vegas, Javier Anaya. I should have asked that before I got on here.
I'd like to tell people, Anaya ain't no one flyer. There you go. See, that's simple.
Anaya ain't no one flyer. Big round of applause for our guest today.
Thank you.
What's up, brother?
I did a little wave right here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Making time.
Thank you.
And you also brought your lovely daughter, Coco's back there. What up, Coco?
My support group, my mini-me, my superstar.
We may have to add her into the show because she's just too damn cute, man. She's cool.
She is.
Tell the people where you grew up at. We're gonna jump into some questions and stuff like that. But tell the people where you're from.
Man, from LA, born and raised, 45.
Yep.
So mid-city area, Crenshaw area of Los Angeles.
Okay, the 40s?
The 40s, okay. Back when it was hood.
Yeah.
You know, so 76, coming from...
Is that off of like Western? Or?
Oh, yeah, from Crenshaw and Washington.
Yeah,
okay. Initially Koreatown, what's Normandy.
That's where I used to stay at.
Exactly.
20s in Arlington, 24th
exactly.
Arlington.
Moved there, moved from different Latino gangs to other gangs in the other section.
That's not too far from 18th Street.
Exactly. No, we lived 18th Street and Schoolyard Crib. And it's funny, people would ask me, like, were you scared growing up? I'm like, no, we wore diapers together.
Yeah.
I grew up with these kids. Yeah. You know what? As long as you don't mess with their money.
Yeah, of course.
And you're not from their, like anyone in life, don't mess with my money either.
Exactly.
And not from the opposite gang. They actually take care of you.
Yeah, facts.
You know, there's a community, like I never walked in fear, you know, at all.
Right.
You know, and it helped having hot cousins because they would always be like, hey, say hi to your prima. I said, all right, bro. Got you.
I know how to get out of your hair.
Yeah, but you know what? I had great times growing up, brother. In the back in the 70s.
What was it like being a kid back then?
Man, running around, playing ding dong ditch.
Yeah.
Playing pickle.
Yeah. What's pickle?
Pickle is you get two bases, right? One runner in between.
Okay.
So it could be as far as you want. Like when someone's trying to steal a base.
Yeah.
So
you're throwing
that's what you try to do. So you try to catch someone and whatnot.
Okay.
And playing jump rope.
Yeah.
Jump rope was something that you would get on. Even the guys would go like, all right, let's go. You time it right. Double dutch, all that stuff. Climbing trees.
The kid stuff.
All the kid stuff. And you know what?
See, I think because people believe LA, obviously it's a huge metropolis, second biggest city in the country.
Yes.
They probably think you don't do all the same similar things that people do all over the country.
Bro. You know what? Concrete jungle in a way.
Yeah.
But you can have fun regardless. Yeah. Growing up, you have fun playing with a box. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that crazy how kids can literally... We made dirt pies. Did you guys ever make dirt pies?
We did that. We played marbles in the dirt.
We
go around finding close clip hangers, the little things. Yeah. We get a stick, find rubber bands, and make a rubber band gun.
Oh, wow.
Stuff like that. Oh, we would get creative.
About that.
Oh, yeah. And, growing up in LA, you have the mountains, you have the beach.
The beaches, right?
There was a place I remember in Griffith Park where you would go and you could actually fish for crawfish.
That's funny you say that because I want to say it was not Griffin Park, but Silver Lake.
Silver Lake, around there, they had fish as well. Yeah,
that's crazy,
so we go there on a Sunday, and immigrant family, deep. Us back then, our parents didn't have cable, so
were your parents first generation over here?
No, I was.
Okay.
I was the first one of 5 born here in '76. Wow. So when my parents came to this country, I already had my 4 siblings.
Sure.
Yeah. So my dad came here to California in '72, and the only choice is you go straight up north. You go pick fruit, you pick everything. So what he did, he raised enough money to pay a coyote. Yeah, a coyote.
What's a coyote?
A coyote is someone that brings people over. So so helps
like
you cross it. But can I be honest with you? Back then, my dad was like, it's pretty much was the safest. It was like I just walked through. There were very safe routes. The only thing you had to be careful was picking the right coyote.
Okay.
Because the coyote that passed my family stole all their clothes.
Damn.
They got to their destination.
That's trifling, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So
they would, they're the crooked ones, obviously.
Of course.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Is there, now I know there's a lot more tunnels.
A lot more tunnels.
Was that not?
Yeah. Right now, what they're trying to, no, there weren't tunnels, but again, it was just so open.
Yeah.
You know, they were more worried about the cartel back in the day. Right. By the way, watch the new season of Narcos. It's so good.
I just started the new season of Narcos.
It's so crazy.
It's picking up now.
Yeah, so they were, back then, they were more worried about the drug trafficking and whatnot. So, you know, but now, you know, the borders are tougher now.
Right.
You know, now you're paying $10,000 to come over. I don't know why you know that, but anyway. Yeah.
Per person?
Per person.
Damn.
Yeah, but they do it more like they give you papers and they drive you through now.
Really?
Yeah. It's more of a risk, but yeah. It's
the game always changes, right?
Yeah.
It's always changing.
But you know what? You know what I tell people as an employer, the government knows.
Of course they do.
They know, you know.
No one else is trying to get out there and do the hard labor.
Yeah, exactly.
That a lot of these people come over here and do.
And then you're trying to change the laws, like, all right, the people that come here are only educated. You were complaining about the uneducated people taking your jobs. Now you want educated people taking your jobs? Nah, you don't want that.
Can I be real with them?
Yeah.
Can I be real with y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all shouldn't be fearing any immigrants.
Yeah.
Automation is taking your jobs.
Exactly.
Go to Kroger's.
Exactly.
There's only
Automation.
Those are all self-serving machines, and it'll soon be down to maybe 2 or 3 people at all even working and checking out. You know, truck driving, they just automated truck drivers now where they have a person still in there, but it's automated just like a Tesla. So you'll have less accidents. Think about that workforce that's going to be out. So that's a whole nother show. We'll get into that another time.
But don't pay attention to facts. Why do you want to listen to facts?
We're not going to bore you with reality of facts. Why don't we do that?
That's what I tell people always. Just look at the facts. Stop getting emotional.
Okay, let's get into a couple questions. What family values were instilled in you from a young age from your parents?
Oh, man. You know what? It's about the 4 walls that we were living within, taking care of that. My dad, family first, man. To this day, I'm 45, and my mom and dad still call me and treat me like a baby, which I love. Oh my God, I see my mommy. I
seen you posted something.
Yeah,
just
kiss my daddy, of course.
Got some pozole.
Absolutely. You know what? The more we grow up, the more, and when we have kids, we appreciate everything they did even more. Absolutely. You know, and what they instilled in us is also hard work, and my dad, you know what? To this day, does not know how to read or write Spanish.
Seriously?
Even Spanish, not English.
Wow.
But and I would ask him questions. I'm like, Dad, how would you ever pass the driving test? And he's like, me, I just memorize. I try to memorize stuff and whatnot. But what he's has done in this country,
wow,
is I know, and I don't like talking numbers and anything like that. I don't do that. But can I tell you what that immigrant a man did?
Remarkable.
Without knowing how to read or write his own language till this day.
Wow.
And when I see people around here saying, oh, it's impossible, oh, I can't do it. And these are college educated people. You know, it's just lazy.
The word can't, won't, could, would, should, those shouldn't even be in the vocabulary.
100%.
Either you will or you won't.
There
ain't no I might. You can't make it. No, I'm either going to make it or I'm not. There's a do or don't to it.
Absolutely.
And it's just your father is incredibly a fixture of that.
Yeah.
When you can't even read and write in your own language and then go to another country. Definitely can't read and write in that language, and to be able to succeed and his children succeed, that says a lot, bro, about
and it
the
was
human
just
spirit.
hard work. Just hard work and knowing. You know, when they were in Mexico, my mom tells me a story that my dad's like, I promise you I'm going to buy you a car, un carro. And my mom's like, de paletas, meaning just you're gonna buy me the little popsicle car. The one. My mom to this day is that like, you know, but we needed that rock, that cynicism in a sense, that rock. You know, I remember my mom telling me a story back in the early 80s. My dad comes up, we lived in a studio, 9 of us. You know,
I'm sorry, how many brothers and sisters?
5 siblings, so 4 brothers and a sister.
Okay.
But, you know, you had
your
uncle. I'm the youngest one.
You the baby?
Yeah, but I call them my older, younger brothers because I think I'm a little more mature.
You the big homie.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, you know, you learn from your older brothers, right? You know, they're more mature in other things. Like my older brother's the paper pusher.
Well, you got to take a little bit of each
of everything. We complement each other so well. Going back to my parents always say, well, you have each other. Now we instill that in our nephews and nieces. You know, all college grads now. Well, we still have young ones, but you know, and it's that, and they look up to my parents so much, their grandparents.
So,
and one thing I tell my mom, because, you know, my mom has health issues, and, you know, after a while you get depressed.
Yeah.
I said, look what you created. Look at how your grandchildren look at you. I want my grandchildren to look at me, how they look at you. They praise them. Like, they look at my dad like the sweetest man. They love him. And my mom's the rock. So, you know, it continues. It continues.
You know, that energy, as long as you put it out there the right way, it always comes back.
Absolutely.
It always does. And then to have the generations after admire you and grow.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of people I know personally, family is fractured. Like, they have their mom, maybe their siblings, and then everything else is fractured around that. Yes, when everybody, aunts, uncles, everybody contribute. When you go to that Sunday table and everybody's there 30, 40 deep, that's beautiful, man.
That's so beautiful.
It really is.
You know, you see my Instagram, every Christmas we Airbnb a huge house. And it's 23 of us. And again, just my siblings, our children and parents, and we invite some people over. But that's what I look forward to.
That's cool. That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny,
so
like
hard.
you said, like when we were younger, I used to want to sneak out the house. I was dying, like, yo, you want to go take a walk?
Yeah, exactly.
We go burn.
Let's go,
And we may still take a walk before Thanksgiving.
But not my parents partake, which is
but it was like itching to get out of the family dwelling to go party or go hang with my boys or homegirls or whatever.
Society does that to you. What you see on TV.
But when I got older, I started realizing, as I started losing family members, or just you realize the bonds and relationships, and you mature. And your relationship with your parents are different than when you were 19, 20 years old in the house, 18. Your relationship with some of your other siblings is different. You've grown. Things, and then you crave that, like, yo, you going home? You going back for the family vacation? Where we going? What we doing? And it's like you can't get enough of it as you start to get older. And that's a cycle of maturity.
You learn that through your own failures in life, right? Through your own up and down, what really matters. And what got me and continues to get me through stuff, whether it's 2020 or everything, is what my parents instilled in us, is that unity, that fight, that let's go, let's put our sleeves up, and we've been here before.
Let's rock it.
You know, and it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, now again, we instill that in our nephews, and it's great to, you know, be able to do that. We didn't have that, right? Like, our generation didn't have, or at least I didn't, my cool uncle, like, giving me advice. Mentors, no, I didn't have a mentor.
I didn't have mentors. You just had, you know, you had certain people, a coach maybe. My uncle Eugene was a player. He was smoking White House cigars with the perm relaxer.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Braiding in his hair in the living room. He had this chick. Anyway, about to go in this whole other conversation. But they were just more or less like, you know, if someone hits you, fight. You know, and don't let me hear you getting beat up on some dumb stuff. Hey, keep your sneakers clean because girls look at your sneakers. Like little stupid stuff
like that.
But then, like, as far as like someone coaching me the game, I never really had that. That's why I try to give that back as much as I can.
That's a good thing, though.
You know what I mean?
You kind of grow up missing it or thinking you miss it, but when you learn it on your own,
it's so much better.
Different.
There's no better teacher for you than experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing.
And learning from it, you know, one thing I've told people, like what has been the biggest epiphany in my life. You know, and it started, man, when we started the Pinches, we were owners of restaurants back in 2003. It's a Caribbean restaurant called Cha Cha Cha, very famous. Gentrification, just the growth, someone bought the whole block. You know, we started Pinches, but 2.5 years into it, economy went belly up. This is like 2010.
Was that the 2008?
Oh yeah. And my God, we were in a hole, in the red, crying at night. And I tell people, like, crying, like me and my brother were hugging, like, fuck, like we're in debt because this happened. What are we gonna do? You know, we didn't pay ourselves for like 6 months because we wanted to take care of our employees. We had 3 restaurants at the time. I'm driving a 650 BMW. My brother's driving a 911.
Straight West Coast.
You know, I have this penthouse at the Palazzo in front of the Grove, like paying for just, you know, these guys. And we looked in the mirror and we're like, man, like, no, this is not what, because now we're in a situation where, like, you learn, like, how to balance.
But you know what? We never had money. At least I'm gonna speak. We never had money like that.
Yeah. So when you come across it,
I did the same thing, bro. I had the S430. I lived on Rancho Cucamonga at the top of the hill. I had a house for I had homies I don't even talk to anymore. Splurging on money, giving women bags and shoes and stuff. And then I look back now and I'm like, if I would have took a fraction of that and invested back then, I'd be sitting on probably about maybe double what I've spent and lost. But I didn't know how to handle money. I'm 26 years old. in Cali, you know, getting stupid paper, and I'm just blowing
like,
it. I have nothing to show for any of that stuff.
And you know
now.
what? What I tell people, because it owned you. At that time in your life, the money owned you at the time, right?
Oh, it was.
That's what I look at, like, and you know, and then what I tell people, then fast forward, 8 restaurants fast forward, I had a Prius. My brother had a Prius. Scale it down a little bit. You know, and it's I started to realize that, like, no, a lot of things in life were owning me. Whether it was, whether it was the woman I was dating at the time, right? You know, the happiness, and I started realizing, like, I'm giving all this away. Why am I giving my love, my trust, everything that I had? Right. Because you didn't realize you had insecurities.
Well, you thought you needed to.
Yeah, you thought
if you did this, it will then return.
But you're feeling voids from your childhood. But the bad part was,
and not to put words in your mouth, you had to start with you first.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You loving you was the love.
So now you know me. I share. I'm the most, but I share. I don't give anymore.
Right.
Because I own my shit.
Right.
I mean, that's what I tell people. My heart and my happiness, they belong to me. I own it.
That's right.
Now because you know, how many people do I see on a daily? I talk to. I open up at the restaurant.
I'm guessing probably 500 people walk through your door
it's
every day.
It's like, you know, the Mexican cheers where everybody knows your name and we're having shots. So, you know, people always ask me, Javi, how do you not get fed up? How do you? First of all, I get to be me for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to be me for a living, so I don't have to be fake to you.
Yeah.
So I could be here on a daily basis talking to everyone,
opening up. Man. Talk to my man
like
nice,
I don't.
Man.
Yeah. So to me, it's like I could be. You know, you know, we don't have it. We have pinches. We have that "I wish you would" mentality.
Please,
yeah,
because everybody's security.
Everybody, you know, everyone
you won't get dragged out. Trust that.
Absolutely.
So look, you actually kind of jumped into it on my next question. Your family owns 3 restaurants in LA.
4.
2 or 4.
4. Come on.
My bad. He didn't bossed up on me before I had a chance to even know the question was wrong. 4 restaurants in LA and 2 here, right?
3 here.
3 here in Vegas. Yeah, my man is balling. Do you see more expansion in the future for PJs?
I do not. We don't. We're not going to do it ourselves. Okay, we have 7. We're blessed that, you know, we also have real estate in Los Angeles. Yeah, that we're sitting on 100% equity on every property. So we're blessed in that aspect of it. If we do, it has to be a company that wants to franchise it themselves.
You actually going to my next question. Would you think about franchising?
Franchising, but a company has to do it. You guys run with it. Right. You know what? I'm the youngest. I'm 45. My brothers follow. Eldest is 54. What I tell people, at what point are you going to stop chasing the cheddar? Right. At what point are you going to realize that what you have, and, you know, obviously you want residual income and whatnot, but we know our worst case scenario, and it's not bad.
No,
we have a roof over our head.
You want multiple streams of income,
you know,
but you don't want to be chasing it.
But you know, at one point, like I chase right now, my game right now is raising my family.
There we go.
You know, so that's and people are like, oh, Javi, I still want you. I'm like, you know, I'm still passionate. Yeah, but I'm passionate about teaching my girls how to think, how to be happy, how to be a good person, and for them not to get all the layers we got that we grew up with.
That's facts.
That's society. So I'm not constantly, we're very hands-on with them. Because,
shout out to all the girl dads out there, too.
Yeah, for sure, yep.
Shout out to the girl dads.
Yeah, and you know what? Everyone's like, are you going to go for the boy? Oh, no, I'm cool. Like, you don't want the boy? I don't want a 3rd kid. Like,
boy or girl.
Boy or girl. 2 is enough. I want to live, you know, again, going back to, like, I want to continue my life and just, you know, travel with them. And so we're blessed now that we've worked so hard that we're still on top of our game, and 2020 showed us that. Man,
you guys are so on top of your game. And for those who haven't been to PJ's Tacos in Las Vegas, it is an extremely cool vibe. Yeah. I go there and I take clients there, I take dates there, I take homies there, whatever it is. When people come in town, we don't even go to the Strip. We don't go to Diablo's or anything like that. I take them to PJ's, and you can validate for that.
No, for
if
sure.
You're from New York, Brooklyn, anywhere, Mississippi, Louisiana, anywhere across the country, I know you from, and you come in town, we going to PJ's.
Because we're not a gimmick.
The vibe, bro, is, and you can't.
We're not a gimmick. We're
you
a
can't
vibe.
fake that vibe.
Yeah, you cannot.
The bartenders are cool. Yeah. The food is good, but it's really the vibe you're going for. The energy that people come in there with.
It's like it's like you're home away from home.
It's like they know that they're coming there to get that vibe, and they're giving that energy as well.
Absolutely.
So it just bounces off of people.
It has to, and you know what? Again, going back to I spend so much time there. It's my home.
Yeah.
You know, and I want.
You treat it as such. That's why the energy is that. Yeah.
You know, when you think about growing up, eating and drinking was always an emotional decision, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so that's how when I eat out at my favorite places where I go in there and it feels like my house. Where the hospitality, they hug you and how have you been and how are the kids, and you feel great, you know.
There was a food. You remember Andy Bourdain?
Of course.
Of course, right? Rest in peace, Andy Bourdain.
Yeah.
He was on one of his food channel things. He was in Italy.
Yeah.
And they were saying that we treat this because two things are emotionally connected to you, like you said, food and drinking. And then normally it centers around family for Italians and cultures like that. And you can tell the difference when you walk into somewhere like that where they're treating you with love, and then the food is the bonus. The alcohol is the bonus and all that.
Exactly.
It goes complementary with it. It's not like I'm walking into Chili's and I know I want a beer and
just
they're going to say something.
Exactly.
Are you good? Do you want anything? Do you need anything? Leave me alone.
They're robotic,
they don't really want to be bothered.
and they have to go through this whole, first step, you say hi, and you kind of like...
And that's no disrespect to Applebee's or Chili's or anything like that, but it's not what we're talking about. It's not comparable to a home family vibe, and that's what Pinche's actually brings to the table.
And I think in general, like, you know, I think any business could bring that, right? Now people do, when they think about branding, they think about what culture, what culture you're going to instill. Yeah. One of my good friends, may he rest in peace, the reason we're here in Vegas, Tony Shea, he flew us out 9 years ago. Showed us his vision of downtown, and we hadn't known him already for like 7-8 years when he was just Zappos Tony, before the Mohawks and all that. But yeah, the culture he instilled in Zappos was exactly who we were. So we didn't hesitate to like, all right, let's go. And I, moved here of all the brothers because I designed the restaurants. I brand ambassador in a sense. It's a funny name, but it's so natural. But you have to give yourself a title. But yeah, what he did is the culture that you create, and that creates longevity. And right now, right now we are in the social media age, right? Yep. So a lot of restaurants and a lot of businesses focus too much on that. They focus so much on how can I get popular, digital. How can I like expose myself? Okay, that's one thing. You bringing customers in is one thing. Anyone could do it. You could hire a company and they'll do it for you.
Exactly.
How are you going to keep them?
Right.
How are you going to sustain that? We've been in business 14 years now, and it's funny that I was driving yesterday and I'm like, man, 14 years in the most volatile industry. 90% of every restaurant within 2 years, they're done.
Well, think about it. You can only mark up chicken so much. You can only beef so much.
Exactly.
So the alcohol is probably your biggest seller.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as money margins. But still, you can, without great customer service, what are you really selling? That could die out. And most businesses die out in the first year or the first 3 years. For you to be in 14, you found the rhythm. Your actual heartbeat is customer service. Absolutely. And I guarantee you, if I'm right now caught up a whole bunch of the homies where they say, it's the vibe, it's the vibe, it's the vibe. And that really means the customer service. That's what
exactly.
That really means.
And I was sitting with one of my customers, we were having a discussion a few days ago, and I'm like, I love that you come here and you talk to my employees. Yeah. I don't have to be here.
Right.
They make you. You're here to see Martha. You're here to see Lyric. You're here to see Christy in the morning, the craziest one, by the way. Christy is you gotta love Christy. Yeah.
That's Christy is
it's
that
Vanessa's Vanessa's sister. Yeah, she works.
Sister?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's a whole lot. In a
good
good way though.
In a good way.
Come at my head like
in a good way. But can I tell you? I mean,
she's a whole lot.
I could say this because we're from the ghetto, but and she's been the longest standing employee. She started in downtown. Now she's over here in Gramercy. So
even before Vera?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
She brought her sister, and so with Christy, I said, girl, I came from the same place you came from. But we can't be ratchet at the restaurant. We gotta, which didn't help because she still is. But can I tell you?
You can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl, man.
But I tell people, for every 100 people that run into her, one person hates her. One person thinks she is the worst. 99 people, though, those other 99 people,
they love her.
Love her to death.
Yeah.
Love her.
And you can never please everybody, right?
You can't, no.
Since we're doing that, let's just jump right into our segment right now. This segment right now is called Bet on Yourself.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right, so cool. So this is our segment where we actually ask the guests. There's been moments in life where we've all had to take a chance. And the reason I'm celebrating you today, giving you your flowers and honoring you and your whole family. Since your brother can't be here. Shout out to Fernando, man, my guy. He's a good man as well. His brother.
Amigo and George, the Vegas brothers.
Yeah.
I always get jealous because they always choose me to do stuff, by the way. The Raiders, we have season Raider tickets, and they choose me to be on the billboard. They chose me to light the flame. And
Javi's just a little bit cooler, but I'm not going to tell him that.
No.
So this is the part where basically you guys, or you specifically, bet on yourself. You could have did the mundane thing, 9 to 5, or it could have been anything in your life where you felt like there was a fork in the road and you can go left, but left was just... It's not. You're not going to be who we know you to be.
You know what?
Or right was going to be the hard way to go, but it was going to be fulfilling for you and complete your destiny. What might that have been for you?
It was the time where I was deciding, was I going to go to college or was I going to stay in the restaurant business? At the time when I when I was an assistant manager at one of my uncle's restaurants.
Okay.
A 20 years old young guy. And when I turned 21, I'm like, there was an opportunity to play football again.
Okay.
Right? East LA just started their new
East
program.
Los,
They started a new program, and I'm like, it's easier because I grew up in the hood, and its speed is different.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like,
course.
I'd go to East LA and kill it, which I was killing it at the time.
Yeah.
I was a slot, and my uncle's partners at the time, they're like, Javi, you're not gonna play football your life. You know you're not. I'm like, yeah, but it's fun. Would you rather be the general manager of Cha Cha Cha? And at 21, Cha Cha Cha, by the way, was a staple from Leonardo DiCaprio, Frances McDormand, Madonna.
Drop them names, man.
Oh,
Drop them
in
names.
the 90s, no, in the middle, in the mid 90s, our clientele was everybody, Halle Berry, like you name it, because that restaurant was that. Everybody would go to that restaurant.
Hey.
So when they told me that, I'm like,
oh, so you're used to this.
I'm like, yeah, but it's normal in Los Angeles growing up because before that, I was a barista before that term was even coined at the Ivy, which is on Robertson to this day.
Oh, you was at the Ivy, so you already was around celebrities.
I was already celebrity, so to me it was nothing. I was like, oh, that's cool. I would see Oprah renting out one of the rooms. I would see Kirk Cameron at that time, you know, when he was a heartthrob.
Yeah. What was that show he was on?
Like what? Growing Pains. There you go, Growing Pains. Yeah. So he was always the cool guy. Like, man, he's cool, bro. So you know.
Where are you now, Kirk Cameron? We're going to have to do an episode on you.
Yeah, where are you? But yeah, so it just naturally was who I was. I was just naturally a people person. I was just naturally but I grew so much from that point to like what defined me now. And, you know, it was a point in my life where I had the biggest epiphany. You know, I was 32.
Okay.
My second failed relationship, no kids.
Okay.
Not your typical Mexican. And that's when I told myself, I'm like, what am I doing? Like there's a lot of voids and a lot of layers that I still haven't taken care of. Yeah. Because going back to I was giving too much. And I gave myself a break. I told people I turned the switch off, a dating switch. I'm just gonna be me switch. And during that time, I grew so much. And I realized like, man, how scary did I think 5 years ago? And that stuck with me. I don't wanna be that guy that stops growing. And we do this generationally, right? We make fun of the younger generation.
Always,
what are they doing? So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be that old guy that makes fun of the younger generation because that's what they did to us and it continues. So it was a domino effect. And so I realized at that time, like when I turned off the switches, yeah, I love me. Like, Javi, why do people love you? Why? And I started owning that. You know, and through that, I met the love of my life. Now we have 2 beautiful kids. Awesome. But again, we met so organically. Yeah. You know, we met organically. She was a homie during those 2 years.
You weren't chasing anything.
Nah, we were just chilling. And then after like the smoke cleared, I have a tattoo in the back. It represents clarity, awareness, and the ability to give life. And I got it during that time. And the ability to give life is not just having kids. Right. It's what you do here, right? You're giving life to your show. Right. You know, loans, you're giving life to someone because you're giving them the ability to own a house. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know, you design something, you give a life to a room. So after 32, man, and this in the last 2 years, it scares me how much I've evolved on my own. And it's because now I have kids, and now we've been through 2020. Now it's like...
Do you think the kids give you more clarity?
Oh, my God, so much more because you don't want to fail them, right? Yeah. You know, when I told you that's my mini me, but no, that's my better me. Yeah. And kids, you know, it's you know, my wifey's in school now. She went back to school. And now...
shout out to the wifey.
Yeah, the wifey, hustling. You know, because she devoted 8 years to being a mom. Yeah. Now it's your turn. You go to school, babe. You finish up your things.
That's a true partnership, working together.
Absolutely.
Like, right.
And you know, I get our babysitter comes twice a week when I really need her. Right. Can I use her other days? Of course I can, but I don't.
But that's your time to spend with them.
Yeah. You know, so
you can't get that time back.
So with kids, you're having kids because you want to devote yourself to them. Same thing with a business. People open up a business and think like, okay, I opened it up, it's going to run by itself. Like,
you ready to work like 60 to 80 hours a week?
Exactly. Yeah. You know, so self-love and at the end, the key is reaching that inner peace, getting to that place where your manhood and your childhood
I like
become one, bro. No, for real, because that's what's happened to me.
Centered, balanced.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it has to be.
Normally, I'm getting my head pulled back and he's pouring tequila down my throat, or he's trying to introduce me to the latest and greatest invention in radar technology. His chair with the umbrella, with the
Bluetooth.
Yeah, and I'm like, with the Bluetooth. And I'm like, dog, but it's inside the restaurant. He was like, I know, but this is my space. This is what I like.
For sure.
Let me ask you a quick question, and this is going to be hopefully educational for some people out there that want to be an entrepreneur, that look like us, minorities that have gone through backgrounds. This might be something that hopefully helps you. Are there any grants or programs that you used for any SBA loans for your business to help it thrive? That maybe
we were blessed. We were blessed that we always were hardworking and never. My dad never asked money from anyone.
Good. Okay.
So we were able to start the restaurants.
Nice.
And have not asked for 1 cent from anyone.
Wow, that's amazing.
Until 2020 and the PPP. I'm like, okay, PPP. Where do we sign?
Hello. I'm not going to say that people that didn't have a business didn't get the PPP too. Yeah. Some of y'all know who you are. It's not for me to call your card, man.
But don't put
hopefully
the stuff
you don't
on
get
IG.
locked up.
Because there's people putting on new cars. How'd you go from a Hyundai to a Ferrari? Like
bro bought a Lamborghini, the Bentley Mulsanne, and like a Ferrari. I'm like, and got caught. Of course you get caught. You bought 3 luxury foreign vehicles out of $500,000. Like, what are you doing? Like,
red flag.
Oh man.
But definitely if it is out there, you guys. There's a lot of SBA loans and even the PPPs. A lot of time they released it. The first people were like minority owners that they part of it gave. A
lot of it was, and they're actually trying to do more. I think that second round was supposed to be going towards more Black, Hispanic, Asian, business owners. Because let's be honest, even the Lakers got like 1.4. Cheesecake Factory was taking money; they ended up giving some back. So some of that gets colluded at the beginning, but now I think they restructured that. And for those who are searching for anything, we may have it. We'll see if Robert will put it in at the end of the edit. We'll have something down below for SBA. I'm sure you probably already done your homework, but we'll just kind of give you any type of informational links to try to help you get some type of grant or get understanding about grants.
Especially right now with the interest loans, like it's pretty much free money.
It's free money right now.
It's free money.
Interest rates will never be this low again in history of mankind.
Even with like right now with the PPPs, like we just got another email like, hey, because of your payroll and all this, I'm like, but do things legally. One thing I tell people, PPP, if you weren't paying your people on payroll, you weren't getting money. And funny, when I walked in, I'm like, when we were talking about Filipinos and Mexicans, I'm like, don't be Mexicans. Yeah. Don't try to cut corners because, I can say that because I'm Mexican, by the way. Don't say that. But one thing we did ourselves is like, no, we're going to create a business. That's why we have 7 restaurants and not 1.
Right.
You got to learn how to grow.
We talked about your customer service being a key factor to why I love coming there and everybody else I know does. What emphasis do you kind of put into your training or your new hires?
Human connection.
Or do you hire, when you hire, are you looking for a certain
personalities?
Element?
Personalities, you know.
For sure. And all personalities. Martin got a different personality from Vern, who has a different personality from Christy, and
you got your quiet ones. Yeah.
But they all fit.
They all fit. You have Vince, the only guy left now, but he's just 6'2", just quiet. Yeah. But, one thing, human connection and coming here to be a better you.
For sure.
And I instill in that in them because if you're a better you, that means you're going to be clear in work and look at everyone the same, right? Because when you're not clear and where you're in a hole, customers are going to come in and you're going to look at them in a certain way, right? Yeah. Like, no, just put your walls down. Yeah. Once you come in through those doors, one thing I tell them, when are you the happiest? When you're hanging out with your friends and you're like... be like that here. Why wouldn't you want to be a more consistent, happy you? So I teach consistency and the human connection because that's what food's about. To me, that's what I do with people. To me, it's the human connection. I'm an open book. I don't care. You can't hurt me. So that's what I tell my employees too.
The vulnerability helps you to be more relatable.
Absolutely. And that's what I instill in them and, their family. During 2020, I told them, you guys don't have to worry about anything, especially toilet paper. We got a lot of that. But you know what? And through the middle of it, through the end of it, they're like, you know what? I told everyone that would ask me how's my work. I said, my bosses are amazing. They told me not to worry, that I'll never need anything. My brother and I were there every day. When I mean every day, night and day during this time. Yeah. Obviously my family would come and hang out, but we make sure we didn't pay ourselves the whole year. Yeah. Let's make sure they're getting paid, and with the unemployment, it helped them out a lot. And our neighbor, can I tell you, and our customers, our clientele, there was one worker in the morning, one worker at night, At one point, they were making $300 in tips alone. So imagine that with their unemployment, they were doing well, but it was a whole community. Man, we would have our lawyer friends that are still making money come in and leave $100 tip. But again, because now they're looking at us like, man, Pinches gives us so much. We're gonna make sure we give back to them when they need it, and we were very blessed during that time. But again, it took us being there every day.
You know, I think you hit on a good point. Everybody wants to be a boss, but nobody want to take a loss.
Exactly.
Everybody's a boss until it's time to pay for the rent. Until it's time to pay the employees, and you don't get paid at all. There's a lot of sacrifices to being a boss, to truly being what it costs. And my brother, you guys have established that.
Thank you.
You have done it.
Thank you. Thank you for all the love you guys give us too, though.
Man, we're going to continue to celebrate you guys and pop out.
Appreciate
and again,
you
if you in Vegas, man, we popping out to Pinches. If not on Taco Tuesday, they just doing the karaoke thing. If you ain't on there for the karaoke thing, we're going to figure out another event.
Karaoke on the 19th.
Yeah, man, crazy. Tap in. When I tell you, it's a vibe, bro. It's such a vibe.
And listen, you can't. So Pinches Tacos means fucking tacos, just in case you don't know what it is. So you can't forget the name.
You can't forget it, man. I mean, that's pretty just straightforward.
But before we leave, I'm gonna tell you, because you say everybody wants to be the boss. People see me hanging out there, having shots, going outside to my private smoking lounge. Oh, look, Javi gets to. You haven't seen the tears.
Right.
You look back in those 14 years, the ups and downs, me hugging my brothers, and yes, I get to enjoy myself now.
It's the iceberg effect. They only see the success. They don't see that big mass of failure, tears, late nights, hard work, all kind of stuff that has gone into that success.
Absolutely.
So we got 5 questions for you. We're gonna jump into it now. What do you know about a mortgage, man? What does he know? We're gonna jump into that.
LTV 1, 2, 3.
All right, so look, we got 5 questions for you.
Go ahead.
Could be true or false, yes or no, or it could be one of the involving 3. We're gonna figure out what he knows about.
I'm actually a little nervous right now.
Every guest gets nervous when they get in the hot seat.
All right, let's go.
All right, you ready? Question number 1. How long after purchasing a home must I wait to refinance and take cash out? I'm going to rephrase that again. How long after purchasing a home must a borrower wait to refinance and take cash out? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 9 months? How long after purchasing a home must you wait to refinance and take cash out? 3, 6, or 9?
I want to say 9.
Survey says,
what was it, 3?
Coco, he got that one wrong.
I mean, you hope you got equity within the 3. I'm just trying to give you time to get equity.
It's 6 months. So once you, 6 months. Once you've actually purchased a home, they want you to make the first couple payments just because that goes to your servicer and then it may be getting bought out. So there's that thing there. And then 2, if the equity, they don't want you flipping, and that's a whole different category because some people do buy homes and flip them, but you got to use a different appraisal depending on the upgrade you put in. But the regular average person, like right now, the market is smoking hot, as
it's
you know.
So smoking, yes.
So people are like, hey, I just bought the home, but I want to take some cash out, because when they bought the home, they walked in with 30, 40,000 equity. They're like, how can I tap into that?
My brother doubled up in 1 year.
I believe it.
Doubled up.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, he bought it at Mesa Ridge. It almost maybe triple. He doesn't even know yet because it just started going crazy.
I think the average was 23%, but in different pockets like Summerlin, Anthem, Mesa Ridge, place like that, it was like 40, 50%.
Crazy.
All right, so he was wrong on that one, but I don't expect him to kind of get that one. That was a hard one.
Talk to me about tequila and tacos. I got you.
Question number 2. True or false? Home is Ready is a program that allows the buyer to use Home is Ready is a program that allows the buyer to use rent of a roommate as income towards qualifying towards their loan. Home is Ready is a down payment assistance program. Is it true or false that they let you have income from a rent, homie, roommate, whatever you want to have that person as income for yourself? True or false?
False.
Do you know?
False. Just based on logic, false. Because wouldn't he have to run his credit too? It's true?
Yeah, so 97% program, Home is Possible will allow you, Home is Ready will allow you to have the roommate as income for you in this actual program.
My Mexican people, we 10 live in the house. You better hop on that right now. I swear to God.
Underlay, homie. Hey, real talk though.
Yeah, for real.
You were right on every other program.
Yeah.
No other program allows you to do this.
Yeah, okay.
Just this Home Ready. Yeah, just Home is Ready.
Okay.
Question number 3.
That is funny.
How long does the bank ask for your reserves and your bank account to be seasoned for to use towards a down payment or closing costs?
6 months.
30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. How long does the bank ask for reserves to be seasoned?
Oh, seasoned.
in your bank account?
30.
Go one more.
30, 60.
60, correct. He got it. First try. What are you talking about?
Free tacos.
2 months. 2 months is what you got to do. So you're holding your seasoning for your assets in the bank for 2 months so they can verify it. That's for many different reasons, for money laundering and placement layering, things like that. That has nothing to do with none of you guys. I know you guys are all clean.
Good. No one puts money in their mattress. Just Mexicans.
We'll talk cartel talk later.
Choose waterbed.
We'll talk cartel talk later over tequila. All right. Question number 4. True or false? This one's pretty easy for you.
Okay, good.
True or false? Buying down an interest rate is a one-time cost. Is that true or false? Buying down an interest rate. If you, let's say you're buying a home or refinancing, and the rate is 3%, but you can get to 2.75. Is that a one-time charge they're going to get you for that, or is that a reoccurring cost?
That's a one-time charge.
Yes, sir. One-time cost. So if you ever buy down the rate, I knew you was going to get that. If you ever going to buy down the rate on a home, and it's totally viable for you to do so, it's a one-time cost. It's not going to keep reoccurring or anything like that. Question number 5 is always a personal question for people. Depending on my guest, it may be where do we pregame at, or where do we go to the postgame, or what is this everything. Since for you, we're pregaming at Pinches, obviously,
all day,
and we're postgaming at Pinches. I'm going to ask you a question. Who would win out of a Marvel battle between Iron Man and Wolverine, since I know you're a Marvel fan?
Oh, Iron Man.
Iron Man or Wolverine?
Iron Man.
How?
Because Iron Man was just...
You can't kill Wolverine.
That is true.
He doesn't die. He regurgitates or comes back.
My daughter Coco's the one over there saying daddy.
Come on, Coco.
Come over here.
Come on, we're almost done anyway. You can sit right here or come on the screen. So this is his daughter Coco. Come on in. There you go.
You know,
who would win? Who would win? Iron Man or Wolverine? Wolverine, right? Good answer. So, Iron Man is tough, though.
So then how about the Hulk and Wolverine? They're both indestructible.
You got to come back for season 2 to find out.
I'm going to get a magnet.
And with that being said, plug all your places where the people can find you at.
In Vegas, Henderson, off of St. Rose and Paseo Verde. In downtown Vegas, inside the Container Park. And where I hang out in the Gramercy, where we have a beautiful bar, beautiful courtyard.
Yep.
You find Jeff there. And just good vibes. Like I said, man, it's a place where we call it the Mexican Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Everybody knows your name. The vibes are great. Yeah. And make sure you get the Gringo Taco. For sure. Because that's the one that's
my recipe.
You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for joining me for a whole season. This whole journey has been awesome. I can't wait to come back for season 2. I hope I'm getting better. I hope y'all love what we're doing. We're going to keep bringing you dope guests. Stop by PJ's. We out. Peace. Say bye, Coco.